Good afternoon and welcome to Misano, where I don't think I'm the only one that's got a slight sense of deja vu. Feels like we've been here before. That's because we have. We're back here for the second time in 2 weeks for round 14. Not the San Marino Grand Prix, the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. And I have to say, it is very nice to see that big, yellow, bright thing in the sky for the first time in 48 hours. And for not to have either an umbrella or a rain jacket on, because the last couple of days the weather here has been horrendous. Absolutely chucking it down on Wednesday and throughout yesterday as well. Everyone in the paddock was very, very damp. You might be able to see as we go through the different boxes on the little stairs, lots of people drying out shoes and socks because there were some rather damp people when they were setting up this magnificent paddock over the last couple of days. But I'm glad to see now the sunshine is out and we can all dry out after what has been a damp start to proceedings and a start to the weekend that can't really sugarcoat it. Pretty uneventful. Rain overnight meant that it was still wet this morning. Moto 3 went out with wet tyres. Moto 2 then started at the end of the session to move across to slick tyres. Then MotoGP, the start was pretty tedious. Only a couple of people bothered to venture out. Picked up then in the end, but still the lap times nowhere near what we're expecting throughout the course of the weekend. Just so you know, to mark your cards, Marc Marquez was fastest, head of the Prima Pramac Ducati duo of Jorge Martin and Frankie Morbidello, but it was a free practice session, doesn't count for anything, doesn't mean anything, wasn't particularly interesting. So let's draw a line in the sand and look forward to this afternoon, which will be a whole lot more interesting. As you know by now, 60 minutes ahead, 3 o'clock local time, where we will see who is confirmed in the top 10 for Q2 automatically, with, unsurprisingly, lots of people down here at the Gresini Racing Concern, hoping to have a quick photo with a certain Marc Marquez. As we see, lots of posters being handed out as well. Very nice indeed. As we squeeze through and head down in this direction to a pretty busy part of the pit lane, we see lots of guests waiting to try and get a photo. Hello everybody, hello, hola, ¿qué tal? Let's see if we can maybe see if Michele Massini's floating around or someone from the VR46 concern. Why don't we head in this direction first actually and see if someone from VR46, and I've been searching, I searched last time we were here, you might remember, for a certain Mr. Di Gian Antonio, but wasn't able to find him, so maybe I'll be a little bit more fortunate this time around and Digia can provide us with a little bit of info and can bring you up to speed on a bit of a bet that we've got going on as well. You see Gino Borsoi here chatting away with the guys, so be a good opportunity to say hello to Gino as I get dripped on from the coverings above. So in the after effects of what we've had over the last couple of days, let's see if we can just dive in a second and grab a word with Gino. In fact, Jorge Martin is here as well, so why don't we just say hello to Jorge. In fact, he's running off. Is he interested in having a word very quickly? Let's see if we can. Jorge, very quickly. He's going in this direction. We'll let him go. He's not bothered about waiting around. No problem with that. We'll let him go. We'll let him rush off before he then gets ready for this afternoon. There we are. A man in a hurry. And every right to be as well. So there we go, back in this direction, and let's see if we can grab a word with Gino to bring you up to speed with how track conditions were this morning, whether anything was learned. Of course, as you well know, we were here 2 weeks ago for the San Marino Grand Prix. They also had a test as well, so they're not exactly lacking track knowledge at this particular moment, and we have timed that horrendously because Gino has done a runner. In fact, he's gone in a truck there, so let's see if he does pop out in just a second as we float down here towards VR46. Oh, interesting, a certain Gigi Dell'Igna making his way out of the VR46 concern with Marc Marquez just there taking a few photos, about to go back into the box to chat away with Gigi yet further. Now 53 points, I remind you, adrift of Jorge Martin, the World Championship leader. Is he in the championship fight? I think after back-to-back victories, there's only one answer to that question, and that is yes, he is indeed in the championship fight, especially as we head, of course, overseas, out of Europe and in towards the Far East over the next couple of weekends. We see the potential for wet weather, the potential for changeable conditions, different tracks, different opportunities, and you feel that when those kind of situations arise, Mark is always one to be able to cash in and make the most of them. So we'll see. We're certainly in for an interesting end to the year. 7 Grand Prix over the next 9 weekends, in case you need reminding. And it all starts here at the start of a big triple header. Misano this weekend, and then let me tell you about the trip I've got on Monday into Tuesday. Could be a new PB for me. 4 flights to get to Lombok, starting 9:30 Monday morning. I'll go from Rimini here, the local airport, back to Barcelona, where I'll wait a couple of hours, then board a flight to Doha in Qatar, then go from Qatar to Jakarta in Indonesia, then go from Jakarta in Indonesia to Lombok. That's a 2-hour flight. In total, 19 hours in the air. So, as I say, going to be a new PB. So, if anyone has got any good recommendations for Netflix or the like, then please do let me know as Makabetseki files through there. Again, was fresh from a quick toilet pit stop, so I'll let him have his moments in the box as we see if we can see if there are any, just a team manager or two. It does look as though we're a little bit light on the ground at the moment, so why don't we go back in this direction and see what's going on. In fact, here's Fabio Quartararo. Fabio, I'm sure, will chat to us if possible. Why don't we just head through here and see if we can grab a word with Fabio. I don't know what the best way through is here. Fabio, just quickly. Oh, he's running away. I got stuck, unfortunately, under the barrier. Oh, here we go. We found a way through. Let's see, is he still there? He was chatting to his dad a second ago, and with Mum here as well. And that, I believe that is his cousin. Why don't we see if I can grab a very quick word in a second with Fabio once he's finished catching up with the family after that opening session of the weekend. I saw he was pretty relaxed earlier during that opening free practice session. Was chatting away to French counterparts at Canal Plus and bringing them up to speed just before he then headed out at the end of the session, but not too much to really learn this morning. As you can see, it doesn't look like he's barely broken a sweat, given the fact that only a couple of laps at the end of the session, a bit of a practice start, and that was your lot as he then gets ready to refocus ahead of what is going to be a fully dry 60-minute practice session and a final 20 minutes Q0, as we like to call it. It is basically the first qualifying session of the weekend. Let's see, Fabio, before you dive in, let's just see if we can dive here. As he's just chatting away with a French fan that's made the trip here, trying to organise potentially a helmet signing. Let's see if he's going to sign it. He's going to change. Very quickly. Hello, how are you?
Good, you?
How was that?
Not so great this morning. The track was tricky, was still some wet patches, the grip was low, and the tires went down super quick. So hopefully better this afternoon.
Yeah, hopefully. It doesn't look like you've broken a sweat. Wasn't the busiest of mornings.
Yeah. Not really busy, but at least we spent some laps, we checked some data, and hopefully this afternoon we stay in the same ranking in the top 10.
Good man, good luck.
Thank you.
There we go, just before he dived in to change out of his leather suit. Nice to grab a quick word with Fabio as he goes up the stairs there. There you go, a bit of an insight as to a rider's office. Fabio up the stairs, and up there somewhere we'll have his little office where he's got photos, memories, I'm sure, of World Championship success from 2021, which of course did come here in Misano. It's a place where he's got very, very fond memories indeed, and we'll be looking to add to them, although I do imagine it will be slightly more challenging given the current challenges that he has to try and overcome. Let's see, nobody down here at the Grassini concern. Is there anything popping off at Pramac or maybe down at Ducati? Pecco Bagnaia is normally around this time doing his usual extremely selfless act of spending time with the fans, signing autographs, taking selfies. So have we timed it to perfection? And it is, as usual, Pecco there? No, he's not. Clearly, he's either still inside there, where it says no entry, for obvious reasons, not allowed in there, or because of the fact that it was a session where nothing was learned, he is very quickly indeed finished off all of his pre-session analysis, his debrief with the team, and very quickly got back to his motorhome to get changed and get ready for this afternoon. Right, one last walk here, hoping to get lucky. If not, then we'll head in the other direction to see who else there may well be to chat away to give us a little bit of an understanding of what's going on. And looks as though we're out of luck, so here we go. We'll roll the dice and hope to be a little bit more fortunate as we move away from the Ducati part of the MotoGP pit lane, and further down in this direction we'll get the opportunity to speak KTM, Aprilia and Honda. In particular, we'll start with Aprilia, the form of Maverick Viñales and Aleix Espargaro, who, have to say, are in real need of a big result this weekend. Did not go to plan at Misano last time out, neither at Aragon. Basically scored 0 points over the last 2 Grand Prix, and as a result, very important for the teams, they've now slipped behind KTM in the Constructors' World Championship. KTM have jumped ahead of them after some strong results last time out here. Brad Binder finished 4th in the Grand Prix, Pedro Acosta going strong in the sprint as well. So that means Aprilia definitely do need to react this weekend. Of course, have had the test to try and bring themselves up to speed. Was good hearing from Maverick yesterday. Of course, he's moving to KTM next year, but said even despite that, he's still getting the full support of Aprilia throughout the test. They were clearly showing real intent of trying to just raise the level once more and get them up to a point where they can try and wrestle that second place in the Constructors' title back away from KTM. Trackhouse, Miguel Oliveira and Ralph Fernandez was, of course, confirmed earlier on yesterday that Miguel Oliveira's Prima Pramac Yamaha teammate will be Jack Miller next year. Ralph Fernandez staying put, as I'm sure you're aware by now. That grid now completely settled. All 22 MotoGP riders for 2025 are confirmed, with Jack being the last one of them. And maybe Jack is floating around somewhere, probably not. I think, unfortunately, due to the nature of the session, we've timed it pretty poorly. The usual 10-15 minute debrief and chit-chat between teams, riders, mechanics, technicians, engineers, didn't take place, which means that they were finished at a record speed, which means that they've all left, apart from Augusto. So maybe we can just say hello to him very quickly before he grabs himself a quick drink, get an idea of exactly what track conditions were like. He's going to have a real surprise when he walks around the corner here. Hello. Very quickly, before you run away, how are things this morning? Difficult?
Yeah, difficult. But in the end, the track was not perfect like last week, but was almost full dry, and we could start to work and take some real comments to start the work for the weekend.
So it wasn't completely useless in the end then, which is a positive.
In the end, I think the last 10 minutes where we could push and we could understand some things. But yeah, it was a tricky session.
Good luck this afternoon.
Thank you.
There we go. Banana in hand, important to refuel as ever. There we go. One of my favourite refueling foods is bananas. You often see tennis players, especially Novak Djokovic in the middle, will just have a little bite just to add that energy levels to try and top them up, as we see lots of people getting busy, working on. Let's finish off then, shall we? We've done a full walk down. We can finish off down here at Honda, where I am glad to report that the sickness bug that spread throughout the Repsol Honda box last time we were here, with, of course, Joan Mir not participating in the entirety of the weekend, Luca Marini then withdrawing on Sunday morning, looks as though has finally cleared both Mir and Marini in action this morning. The both of them did laps throughout the course of the test as well, which is always a positive. They did bring some new items, in particular a new aero package. Johan Zarco had the opportunity to try a slightly revised engine as well. Murmurings of slight optimism, but I don't know whether they were just saying that to keep face in front of the media. They were certainly not jumping up and down on the table when they came to chat to us following the Monday test, which doesn't give you the impression that they've taken the big steps forward that I'm sure a lot of riders were hoping. But this is a long-term project, and Rome wasn't built in a day. As we see, Jack Miller down there with Brad Binder as well. Why don't we finish off at least by grabbing one of them. Jack would be interesting, given the fact that he is, of course, in the news at the moment, the last man to be confirmed on the grid for next year. We see our cameraman much more energetic than I am, sprinting his way down. The pair of them chatting away here before they go into their respective offices. Jack already changed and ready and cleaned. As you see them chatting away about practice starts here. I'm just trying to listen in here, saying that the bike just hopping ever so slightly on the practice starts. Jack saying absolutely fine until I did the first start, and then some slight problems. There you go, full debrief from the guys here. So they wrap up exactly what's going on. Brad saying he swapped bikes, and then the second one was hopping. He said, I saw you on the slowdown lap. I told the guys that he's got exactly the same problem as well. So clearly there's something that they're able to fix and rectify ahead of the afternoon sessions coming up. So there we go. We'll see. Jack, very quickly before you run off, if I can, sorry, man in the news at the moment, so I thought good opportunity to say, well, great news. Good to have you back next year. Loved the Instagram post. You are officially the Wolf of Wall Street, going nowhere.
Exactly. No, I mean, feels nice to be back, obviously. You know, very fortunate to have the opportunity, and no, like I said throughout yesterday and so on, I feel like I've still got a little bit more to give here. So you know, really grateful to have the opportunity to kind of try and you know, build back up.
Excited to have that relationship with Big Paolo again. I'm sure you're going to enjoy that first embrace next year.
No, exactly. I mean, Paolo and I have remained great friends from my time there, and you know, feels like I'm going home.
How was this morning? Looked like a tricky one.
That was all right, not too bad. Yeah, soft front, medium rear, just circulating, trying to drive the track. To be honest, the track was in remarkably decent condition considering the amount of rain we've had. You know, it wasn't overly dirty or anything like that. So, no, the bike felt good. Pace is already starting to heat up. So, see what we got for this afternoon. Be nice once all those patches are gone. You know, you just sort of trying to keep a little bit of margin here, there, and everywhere, especially around the white lines. So, you know, it's the last place that sort of dries up, and here in Misano you tend to cross a few white lines on the inside, and you know, before the back straight and out of turn 6 as well. So kind of had to just be mindful of that this morning, but fingers crossed, you know, the sun will stay out and heat it up all the way until Sunday, and then we can have it pissed down on Sunday.
Good man, good luck.
Cheers, mate.
There we go. Good to get the news in officially from Jack, who, as he says, is the Wolf of Wall Street, is going nowhere. I am staying, which is great news for everyone, including Aussie fans back home and fans of Jack Miller in general. As we say, with that, thank you very much indeed. We're back with you tomorrow. In fact, we're back with you pretty much every day up until the end of October. It's going to come thick and fast, is MotoGP, including Inside the Paddock, where hopefully we can try and get as many insights as we have today. We'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same place. Enjoy the rest of the afternoon.